Okay. Anyway, this is Alissa's work. Let's just switch that off. Okay. Overall, it's not too bad. Some parts need to rework, but overall, it's not too bad. Okay, let me just comment first. Later, I'll give you a screenshot. Okay. Of course, I gotta look at the design. Tapi if I know Finn correctly, he does have that part. Tapi right now it just feels a bit too narrow lah. Maybe you boleh buat ni a bit tebal and a bit softer as well. Let's just look at Finn Adventure. Yeah. So it's basically just a simple line. Do we have a side profile? It's also kind of flat. Yeah, true. Tapi since we're turning it into 3D, we don't have to settle with flat. And also, let's assume that that is actually a cloth, kan? So if it's a cloth, it should be kind of folded in lah, and shouldn't be looking like this. Means like dia macam bulat. Let me see if I can draw it. Hold on, I gotta grab Photoshop. Right. So means that you have to kind of like, you know, the kaki tu pun kan there's some ruang to it kan. This is a bit more, how to say, solid drawing lah. A bit, not so much. Because you can see, you know, some shadowing and some separation between between the leg and the pants. I mean, it's all over the page. Looking at more pictures gives you a better idea lah of how to do this. In fact, here we see a full, macam kepul. Anyway, I guess what we're trying to do with Finn here, you know, in particular that part, it's like they macam, so you have the face there kan. They macam there should be a full like that, something like that. I mean, this one you have to decide lah how it should be like. You know, something like that, if you get the idea. So say that was the ears, okay. So you have a full. Of course I'm exaggerating here, tapi that's the idea lah that you want to kind of achieve in here juga. How thick, that one you decide lah. Okay. So it's quite narrow here lah. It doesn't feel right. Tak apa. I'll leave it to you to figure that out. Right. So the ears, true, they look like that. Tapi let's see. It can be a bit more kepul-kepul kot. I mean, the general shape is this. Because right now it looks like a square at the top. The general shape should be rounded at the top. Some ideas lah, which I can suggest. Just by looking at it pun it's kind of squarish kan. Nampak? It's very straight there. So you're not gonna get a nice rounded thing. So you gotta start with a rounded thing and then extrude that out. Then that would be much better. A general idea that I was talking about is I mean, you can explore the platonic solid here. Can. And just close this. Let's see. Something like this lah. Or, you know, one more like that. So I want you to imagine benda ni is Finn's ears. If you can imagine that. So that will be, I mean, how narrow at the top it should be, then you decide lah. But in general, that's the shape lah. For instance, you know, if you decide to make it a bit smaller, tapi that is basically the shape. See if you can, yeah, something like that. Or gemuk sikit, I don't know. Not like that lah. What we have at the moment. Should we fix this? By right, we should juga lah. Again, you know, platonic solid is a much better way to approach this rather than a cylinder. With a cylinder, everything's kind of masuk sini. Yeah. So we have the head and that. My feeling is that you can make it all as one mesh. You don't need to separate things. Or if you want to push the idea a bit, that baju might sit on top, or maybe the hood, the helmet, the hat, or is it a hat? The hat goes inside the baju. So if I can demonstrate, it's like so you have that kan. So that's the baju. So it kind of goes in like that. So this one is the one that's covering the helmet, the hat. My son says it's a hat. I don't know what it is. It is a hat. Okay, yeah, might be a hat then. Something like that lah. Because I'm exaggerating things. Tapi you know we're in 3D, so we gotta kind of figure out what we're gonna do with it. Doesn't have to be big pun. I'm of course exaggerating. Can be just subtle. So make it all one mesh. I mean right now, it's kind of doing it. Tapi you're gonna see funny things like this lah, funny stuff like this. So we want to avoid that. This one again, it needs to kind of have weight juga. Right now it's like looking like a rigid thing. Eh? The backpack, I know it looks like that, but right now it looks snug also. Tapi in your case, it's almost looking snug. Tapi I don't know, you gotta make it snug lah. Means that in some parts you need to really bend it. So I tak tahu whether you know how to work with this. We can actually use curves, and let me just try to demonstrate. You can go to curve and do something like this. It's just basically. I'm gonna do a very quick example. You can finesse this technique later on. Tapi this is generally how we do it. Let's go to front view. Where is my curve? Oh, down there. It's not like center pivot. Uma, don't. Okay, here. Right. So we do is we kind of try to align it. This is a bit tricky lah, tapi boleh, you can achieve it. So when I kind of align it there, of course this is agak-agak you're gonna have to rework this. I will try to kind of follow yours for a start, and then I'll fix it once I generate the new mesh. Okay, we'll say that's okay for now. I'll fix it later. And then what we can do is, let's just hide this first. You can create a, oh my, don't. Please, please, please. I'm recording. Jangan. Right. So I got my curve. I'm recording. Here. This is recording as a video. I'm talking to the person who's gonna watch this. So we'll snap whole C and with the mouse button there. Right. So now it's there. Let's just angle it properly. Just angle it like that. Maybe make it a bit smaller. We can always change it later, no problem. Okay, we'll say that's kind of okay, but okay lah. I should have done it a different way lah. Right now it's looking a bit funny. Can I use component? Will this work? Yeah, it's a component. I should do it on one straight line dulu, tapi and just maybe I'll do that. We'll just use whirl, flatten it, and just rotate it. Okay. Oh, then I have to. Okay, that's fine. Right. Okay, tak apalah. We'll just generate the curve dulu. So I'll select that curve and this one, and we can actually use extrude. So then you get that, something like that. So what we can do with this, and then just find my curve again. That one. I mean, like I said just now, we can still edit this, so it's still live, so you can make it a bit thicker now. But what's more important is this one. So I can still go to control vertex, and I could select. Let's just do it side by side. I'll use perspective for this. We'll just. This is extreme. Okay, so I boleh select these guys and I gotta move both. Let's just start here maybe. Snap. Curve. So we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna pull that out. Why is this mirror? I also don't know. Tak apa lah. And then you can really finesse this lah, just by moving it bit by bit. Of course this is gonna take some time, tapi that's the idea lah. You want it to really sit on top of his body there.
It's weird.
Of course, it'd be easy if I select all.
That's a bit better.
Let's just move that. And keep on, and continue to do this until you get it all nicely placed on his body. Something like that, right? Things when it looks 2D, you can cheat with a lot of things like that part, and it looks like a straight line. So we were doing 3D, so we gotta kind of get it.
Position.
Yes.
Mm.
Like this pun boleh gerak kan. But yeah, that's the idea lah. This is not bad. I say this is okay lah. That kind of look there with the sleeves there. Maybe that's what you need to achieve good. Doesn't have to be tebal, but this one looks very sharp lah.
Sharp.
You decide what you want to do with that. Because when I press 3, it looks even, don't know lah. To me, this doesn't feel right also. A bit too sharp. This is not bad. This is good. This is the fluffy that I was looking for. What's not nice is it's all, because they're all edges that are going into the middle, like that. So it's gonna give you that weird lines when you subdivide. Also, it doesn't hurt to kind of do the fold in the pants. It's there, so why not just do it? Some parts actually show dia punya menggelembung tu kan, like here also. Actually, there's volume lah. There's volume to his muscles. How much you have to decide. I mean, here it really shows. So maybe you can put in here and there a bit, not so much, tapi subtle, so that it doesn't feel like doesn't look funny. In particular kan, if you look at that part, it's not really a straight line. Look, okay, the idea is it's been drawn and it has graceful curves to it, even though it is like a straight line, tapi there's curves to it, so you can introduce that lah. I think it's kind of here, tapi not really there. Get what I mean? Adalah sikit sini, tapi can still be improved. Subtle lah. Like something like this lah. This is very good. That curve. And you kind of did it here juga lah sikit.
Doesn't look nice.
It's not there yet lah. Which one? This part. Yeah. She's still working on it. Anyway, that one. So you can have liberty lah, and it's been drawn a bit different in each case. Like here, it's been exaggerated. Here it's a bit panjang. Here it looks a bit boxy, and here it doesn't even have a heel. So you can decide lah whether you want to go for the heel or not. Right now it's like strong sangat. You can really, you know, if you look at it overall, it's like very small feet. You want the feet to kind of push out a bit, be a bit more prominent lah. Not so much, tapi a bit more lah. Right now it's looking very small. So push that out a bit. Try to give it a shape. Not so kepol like that lah. This is like puffy. Give it some shape. If you mean it to be a heel, then make it a heel. And that means that it has to be hard edge lah. Put some bevels or edge loops to hold that edge. Overall, it's good. Bits and pieces here and there lah, not so much. Backpack has some features like that button and that line, so put that in. Also, should it look like that? It's actually a bit more like this. What am I doing? Okay. Yeah, and then the hands you need to model as well. The fingers, I mean. So I guess you're still working on that. All right. So overall, good job. Keep on working on it, and I'll see you later.